Hello everyone, here is Philip from Fira Digital Art, and this will be my final video on this challenge, on challenge The Legend of King Arthur game environment. Yes, I'm inside Unreal Engine. This is, I can say, the final look of my scene. I placed every asset onto my scene. I added lighting, added vegetation, everything that is needed to fulfill this scene. I have everything set up. I just want to show you in this final video to explain everything. Just in short term, I will keep this video as short as possible. So pretty much like this. Yeah, this is the center of the city, I can say. This is the execution platform, very much in the middle age and medieval age. The public executions were very often, so it held in public on squares. And yes, this is the city pretty much. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much like this. It has a lot of details. As I mentioned, I added these small props like this one. I created if I think about houses, yeah, I used 3 different variation of houses and then placed them around as I liked and combined, because they are modular. They have different parts that can be attached to the other ones and create totally new houses, which is pretty much interesting. I didn't want to create so much of those houses. It will waste a lot of my time. And here is the sun. I added this specific mood. Imported to different, imported custom cube maps and all that stuff, just to get that specific atmosphere of medieval age, of medieval castle. Here I am inside the central part. I placed these flags. They're very interesting. Griffins, as I mentioned before, they're very much connected as a symbol of King Arthur. He had a red flag with they called it a dragon, but it was not a dragon, it was this one. You see how the water reflects a little bit of reddish. That's what I added. And here is the sun, here is the city from different sides. Let's just speed the camera up a little bit more, just to get the speed. Yeah, this is how it looks like. Here is the other parts. Let's show them around. Placed a lot of vegetation here. As I mentioned, I created these trees and grass inside the speed tree modeler. I didn't post update about it. It was not that much important because the program is pretty much straightforward. You can create trees in seconds, pretty much speed up the time, and this is one of my favorite parts. I placed this little thing here, so it's a pathway, indicates which direction you can go. Here, obviously, it's Tintagel. I placed it right there. Then all these other names, I didn't place it randomly. I tried to match the real locations. Here's the Richmond Castle in real life. If this is on the far, I can say southeast or something like that of the UK coast, the Richmond Castle is in this direction. Then we have London in this direction, and then we have Doyden Castle. I picked that castle because it was the closest one to Tintagel in real life, and yeah, I just placed it. It doesn't matter which castle, but it was just a small detail, and it's very interesting for this big game environment. Pretty much a lot of vegetation here. As I draw on my map, I will place a lot of trees here. Even if in real life we don't have that much trees on the UK coast, by the side of the sea and the cliffs, but I place it just to add a little bit of more detail. You see, so shiny, so specific. This sun is very specific. I modified that blueprint of the sky inside of Unreal that already had. It already has its default sky, and just imported some assets that can change a little bit. And here I have that, as I talked about earlier, it will be some kind of, I don't know, this is a small pond or lake, it doesn't matter what it is. Just place a little of these details on water. Yeah, I was um, I was using the default water inside of of Unreal, and then I just modified it a little bit. Here is a lot of grasses, yeah, all that kind of stuff, textures that I created for my landscape, special there. And here is our church, very interesting part of the scene. You saw me in the previous update. I was just showing on one of these graves how my workflow is done through every single asset, and you saw that. Here it is. This is the church. I placed this graves around it, just add a little bit of dirt and all that stuff. Just to show, let's just switch to game and just do those little things. So they're not important. Yeah, that's pretty much like that. That is the scene. Yeah, it looks pretty much nice. I mean, you see these areas. I didn't want to add more grass because those areas are not important in the map. I'm not gonna take the shots from there. The most important thing is this castle, and everything is around it. It's just a little bit small details and all that stuff. And that's pretty much it for this challenge. With this video, I'm closing the challenge before I submit the final submission. I'm still thinking about the main shot. I mean, I can add a lot of different angle shots, but yeah, I will have them a lot because it's a huge scene. I prepared some of them already. It's a very huge scene, and I will have like 15 or something like so shots from different angles, for close-ups, from high-ups, and all of that angles. But yeah, it will be a lot. And also, I already created the final image of all my assets placed into one scene. I've done that inside Unreal in a completely new scene. Yeah, but before I jump right into that, also I added the post effects inside Unreal to get that specific reddish, I don't know how I can call it. I cut this, I created my loot maps, loot color tables, whatever you want to call it. I call it loot maps, it doesn't matter because it's an image. Yeah, it's a PNG image. I created it inside Photoshop. I just wanted to mention that workflow of creating it. It's I used the neutral color grade image of Unreal. You have it anywhere, you can download from their official site, yes, and then imported it. And then I take a screenshot of my city from some angle, it doesn't matter, some angle that covers the most area of the city, and then I imported an image, then add effects and went onto it. Yes, change the shadows, the midtones, the light, and all of that stuff. Just color correction, all that. And when I done that, I then just placed all those layers above the color grade table that I downloaded from UA4 site and Unreal Engine site, and then I just exported that as a PNG image, and here it is. I have two different kind of these images that I created myself. You're just importing them inside as a PNG image, and then you modify them. You want to set this image not to be a texture but to be a color grade map, and when you change that, it's going to be used like that, and then you go to post-processing and just import it here inside color grading. You have misc and then miscellaneous, and then import that, and then play with the sliders, how much effect you want to apply or not. And yeah, pretty much got this effect. It's very interesting, I like it. And yeah, this will be my final thing. Yeah, for the city, that's all I wanted to show you. All of the other stuff are pretty much straightforward. Houses, and small props. Yeah, doesn't need to show all the stuff. it's pretty much straightforward. You can see it. It's interesting. Also, let's jump to that content just to see. Here it is, assets. Here it is, technical assets. Here they are. Okay. This is what we got. All the assets on one scene. It's crazy. Like, this is going to be the final image of it, by the way. Switch to game view. Yeah, there is a whole bunch of assets. Let's start from the small. Here they are: graves, small props, frame windows, execution platform. We have these pathways. We have well. We have cards, boxes, barrels, kind of stuff. Then we have a little bit more huge, complex objects like houses. Here are these 3 different houses that are modular. You can switch the parts and create totally new houses. Then we have this support platforms for towers. Then we have all kind of towers that I created. Arthur's Tower, Marilyn's Tower, guard towers. Then we have command towers and all that stuff. Guard towers, square tower, yeah, all those towers. Then we have 2 different walls. We have 2 different gates with flags. Then we have this. Yeah, it's some kind of building you can use forever you want it, but I use this as a command post. I know in the concept it is named a cathedral or something like that, some different stuff, but I don't need that because I have church outside of the city. This is the main front part. Then we have these small towers that are part of main building. Then we have all these kind of parts, modular, that I use to create totally new buildings. We have these small towers here. Then we have one here, all those simple small assets. That's pretty much it. I used a whole bunch of assets. I don't even know how much of them is there. I need to count them. It says here 75, but some of them, yeah, these flags are duplicated, and yeah, they're not showing the actual number. But pretty much I can say there is pretty much like 60 assets, something like that. I don't know. I created a bunch of assets here. It took me a lot of time, a lot of work, but I got it on time. Even if I done this city always can be upgraded because this city is so huge. You can always add something, and I was adding all this simple small stuff, and I just in one moment I said, stop. You're never gonna finish the city if you continue building more and more, and you always go with some new ideas about a city, what you can add, what is interesting to add. But I said stop, and that's fine. That's fine for now. I think this is it because I have only 1 day left. I pretty much finished all the things. Yeah, just these final shots. I need to release the final shots. I also, very interesting part, I created cinematic video from the Unreal Engine. Yes, created a cinematics. Here you can go level sequence. I created a couple of level sequence, combine them in one video. I'm gonna also post it into final submission, so it's going to be very interesting to see how it looks when you add all that into video, when you add background music and all that stuff. It looks more amazing than it is inside Unreal. I think that's pretty much it I wanted to say about this video. I hope you like it. I hope you like what I posted through this challenge. I hope you like my work. I mean, I always trying to keep improving, and through these projects I'm improving myself. I think this is one of my biggest projects inside Unreal Engine. Yes, it has crazy amount of assets. It's a very large scale scene. The terrain was like 2k by 2k, 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. It's a very huge scene, and yeah, one of my biggest, definitely. And I pretty much enjoyed being a part of this challenge, and this way I wanna I want to thank you, ArtStation, for organizing these challenges. It's very interesting. It was very funny. What you can achieve when you're competing here, and also want to wish good luck to everyone competing in this challenge. And I hope we will see in some other challenges soon. So that's it for this. That's it for this challenge. Tonight I'm posting the final submission, finishing this challenge. Um, Thanks for watching, guys, this video, and hope you see in the next challenge. Bye.